I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Rob? Here. Lee. Lori Ford. Here. Jeff Coker. Mama Gorman.
Here.
Terry Wadi.
Here.
Martha McLaughlin.
Here.
It's gonna be hard to do is it's everything going like that. Take the auto off. Is it air conditioning or whatever? Fan. Something.
Adoption of agenda. At a regular meeting, the board may take action on an item of business not appearing on the posted agenda. If first, the board publicly identifies the item, and second, one or more of the following occurs. So this is in a regular meeting of the board, so do we still go through this process? Public comment on closed session items. Members of the public may address the board on items published in the closed session. I have one request for comment. Is that on a closed session item?
It's not. I just wanted to make sure I got in for any other public comment opportunities that may present themselves. We just wanted to check in with the board, and I had met with Superintendent Blake last week, and we're just kind of like to discuss, and we had made a request for a formal meeting, but we're just wanted to discuss where we're at on some of the things related to COVID. I know that Superintendent had mentioned, the state was really pushing towards the independent study model. And, as a tribe, we're trying to figure out if there's ways that we can look more at a distance learning model, just where there's more supports, I guess, available for the kids who are on independent study. And that's one of the main things. There were a couple other concerns that were in our letter that we had sent to you all, and so if there's any opportunity to speak on those things, we would like to do that today if possible.
Okay. Just the meeting today is a study session, so I'm not sure the opportunity would be available.
You could make an exception and have him speak on a non-agenda item right now.
Yeah, I feel like
I think everybody would say we're in agreement.
I think we're all be in agreement to and have that public comment right now. Okay, I think that
Okay.
I'd like to do that right now.
All right, thank you. So I also have our education director with us today as well. And, we would like to have a meeting as far as the whole tribal council to meet with the school board. Mainly just to keep the communication open and keep the communication well. Like I mentioned, I did have a meeting with the superintendent last week. It was a good meeting. But if there are ways that we can work together and particularly work towards, better support for the people who are on independent study. There's, as we know, a lot of kids don't really get a lot of help at home, and so if there's ideas, I know you guys have some vacancies that weren't able to be filled, and you guys have done things like offer teachers an extra hour pay, those sorts of things. We like that. We appreciate that. But if there's other areas that we can, somehow figure out a way just to get more support with those folks. I know that there's been, you guys had ordered extra Chromebooks, and there's not as much, inventory as we hoped, as we discussed. But so those kinds of items. Erica, did you have anything that you'd like to add as well?
Yeah, I was just buying us a couple more minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, so those are some of the main things that I wanted. I guess I'm hoping that we can come up with some kind of creative solutions, I guess, to get more support for those people on independent study. And if there's ways that we can help with that, you know, I'm definitely open to hearing that as well. But we would like probably a more formal meeting so that the tribal council as well could be involved. And, you know, just to kind of, you know, strengthen our relationship going forward. So thank you guys. Go ahead.
My first question was just confirmation that the school board all received the letter from the tribe that was issued on January 24th. Everybody received it. Okay. So like Chairman Davis had mentioned, we were hoping to get a special meeting, and we've done that before. So when we saw the notice for today's meeting, we were a little taken aback to know that we had requested a meeting, but that was not prioritized, unfortunately. So I know everybody's busy. I know we're navigating many different deadlines and things like that. So I do hope that we can schedule that in the near future. And again, have our full council here like we did previously. We were able to kind of engage in some dialogue. I thought that was really productive, and that was something we wanted to follow up and do again. There are many concerns, and I think most of them tie to independent study and just how that's impacting our students. In the letter, we did request some data in hoping to get a better sense of how many children are actually on independent study, how many are actually attending school. And there's probably a whole other group of kids that are kind of in limbo that maybe didn't complete the form but aren't showing up to school. So to get a better handle and understanding of what I guess our classrooms are looking like, and then how to come up with a plan to better address our current community needs. Because my guess is that most of those families that are not sending their children to school is because of the current surge in our community. And so in being responsive to that, how can we best serve those families and children? So I think that was one of the areas. Definitely still trying to encourage and find ways to strengthen correspondence, I guess, between the district and the tribe and the public health officials, especially, so that if and when decisions are being made, that everyone's on the same page, and that things that the school district might be doing are in line with the same sort of efforts that the tribe is taking on, because it becomes very challenging when we have certain shelter-in-place orders or alert level system levels enacted, and then other things are taking place kind of on the side. So just how do we kind of marry those things together or find ways to create consistency? I think the other piece, just testing, really hoping to get a better understanding of what that's looking like. I just saw there were testing wellness center testing dates posted outside. I've never seen those before. So I will take a picture and share those with people so that they know that that is available to them. If that's what that's for, I don't know. And so I think that's the problem, is that I don't know. So I can't help you in sharing some of that information to our families and our students if they're asking our staff questions. Or even hearing from my own staff of saying, this just happened, I just got a call, my grandson tested positive, my daughter is now positive, what are we doing, what's going on? If there were better, I think, lines of communication and a little more transparency around the current COVID situation as it pertains directly to the school district, that would be helpful. I know once upon a time, this was a few weeks back, probably before the break, when we had a positive case at the school sites, kind of a bolo would go out that said, this is to notify you that there was a positive case in the school system today. That hasn't happened since we've been back to school, as far as I know, but I do know that there have been positive tests since then. So just communicating with the parents again on that way. I'll add another public comment later if that's necessary. That's totally fine.
Actually, I think it would be fine if you just continue.
Thank you. Awesome.
Is that okay?
Thank you. I think for just the testing pieces, gaps, I think we're just still identifying gaps is kind of what it comes down to. I know that we're all trying our very best. I know there's new staff kind of at the wellness center. It sounds like we had new testing capacity in the wellness center at one time, and just trying to coordinate all of those things. I've heard there may have been some positive cases at the elementary school through athletics. And maybe that's something that fell through the cracks because they were not being tested. The same with the high school athletes were being tested. So things like that are coming to light and to surface. And I just wanted to make you all aware of them at the board level, because sometimes I think there seems, and this happens in our own tribal structures as well, where we may assume or see or think something is happening, but then in practice, or we've been talking a lot in council about boots on the ground or parent experiences and then seeing kind of how it really plays out. So just hoping to kind of offer that balance. We'll talk later. Am I forgetting anything? Okay. Thanks for letting us do public comment now.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Carol. We're going to close session. Study session.
Did we adopt the agenda?
Oh, no, we didn't.
I move we adopt the agenda.
Second.
A second.
Lorian, yes.
Any discussion?
So it was Lorian and Debbie. And Debbie.
Okay. And all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay. motion carries.
Oh, we must make it.
Well, we have closed session and then the civil session. So
Okay.
we set things up in my office as we typically do to move down there.
Okay,
We
I'm fine.
we could kick Will out and stay here
It don't matter.
or whichever board's more
It was easy
comfortable.
for you guys.
We have a little more, space
Okay, who wants to
spread out
stay?
here.
I'll stay here.
Okay.
I'll just lock the
Sorry,
door.
Wendy.
Yes, Dana's gonna go out and bring food.
Oh, and we need to stop the recording.
Okay, let's see. Thank you. I will.
Really happy about the food thing, too, because I missed one.
So, hey, David, you might just be recording us. And what I'm gonna do is, oh. Hang on a second.